Hi group, this is Robert Lee. I'm going to give you just a little background on myself. In high school, I was part of the United States Marine Corps sponsored youth physical fitness team. It was a group of us that competed in push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, running, and jumping. It was about the least popular sport in high school. I was in great shape in high school as part of the fitness team. My regimen was lifting weights, martial arts, the fitness workouts, running. I was in pretty good shape back then. Then you graduate. You move away from home. You get your own place, or you move in with a girlfriend or a roommate, and meal plans just go out the window. At this point in time, I had piled on some weight, blood pressure gone up, measurements increased a little. I went from participating in sports to watching sports. I would eat salty snacks during this time and rinse them down with either soda or beer. High calories, low return, not a good deal. And it occurred to me eventually that I was consuming too many calories all the time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, beverage. It had just gotten out of control. Also, what I was consuming was not nutritious. It was nutritionally void, very weak. They'll boast it's got this, it's got that, but overall, it is highly processed garbage that isn't doing us much good. The result of this was I looked and felt bad. My brain was foggy. I had no energy. I didn't want to look in the mirror to shave. Okay, I'm going to get into cereals on a whole nother matter. They're another creature, but at one point in time, when I was convinced to follow the high-carb diet, I would have either toast, English muffin, or bagel for breakfast, topped with either margarine, a fat, or jam, a sugar. Now, the bread products themselves are nothing but a simple carbohydrate and sugar that I was topping with a fat or a sugar. And how did I top all this off? Not with a small glass, but a tall glass of orange juice. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Can you imagine the spikes I was hitting? For lunch, I would have some sort of sandwich, usually lunch meat, turkey breast, about a quarter pound of it. Yeah, really. 2 or 3 slices of smoked provolone on some sort of white sub or hoagie type bun. I would have a snack cake or a salty snack with that and rinse it down, of course, with a soda. Spike again. For dinner, it would either be pizza and beers, burger, fries, and either beer or sodas, TV dinners and sodas or a beer, Stouffer mac and cheese, which was at one time a favorite, but it wasn't quite cheesy enough. You know, the little trays you bake in the oven. So shortly before it was done, I would actually add a sprinkle of shredded cheddar on top. Snacks were such things as coffee, sodas, candy, banana, apple, orange on rare occasions. Yeah, really. In 1993, some wise guy doctor decided to do blood work on me. Things came to a quick halt. My blood was not in good shape. During this time, I was aware of it, but I didn't know what to do or how to do it. I was just drifting. And as I drifted, so did the weight, The measurements, the blood pressure, gains, losses, never any stability. Fast forward to 2013, I had no diabetic problems between those times, largely because I had no blood tests. 2013, the test came back bad. I mean bad. My doctor said to me, "Bob, you're going to die." And I said, "What? Are you kidding me?" What he actually said was several sentences of medical techno jargon babble that kind of lost me. He said, "These numbers are too high. This number's too low. I can't even believe this number. I've got to double check and re-verify this." He didn't actually say you're going to die, but that's what I heard. Yes, I'm cheating. I'm using notes. And what I took away from it, from what he said, and it was several sentences of medical, professional stuff, but what I actually heard was, "Bob, you're going to die slowly and painfully if you keep going this way." Then I started learning. One of my powers is I'm a great researcher. I like to look into stuff. I'm very curious. I started reading about health, nutrition, diabetes, covered many powerful books on superfoods and diabetes and all that type of stuff. And eventually I had an epiphany. I had seen all these programs out there where they're counting calories, doing measurements, measuring your weight, and all those before and after pics, and all those things are good. Not real convincing, though. It occurred to me that if the blood work is the measurements we're trying to improve, the blood work measurements should be what we target. So that is exactly what Superfood Addicts start doing from the very beginning. And eventually, the online course, Diabetes Destroyer Blood Work Boot Camp Challenge, which we're working on, will be released. Why is it a challenge? I will tell you soon. Okay, the epiphany was the blood. If we fix the blood, everything else gets better. Why? The blood oxygenates, nourishes, heals, and protects every other cell. If we're using garbage blood, we're going to get garbage results. It's just that simple. I now have, by the way, I am Robert Lee. I am 56 as of this recording. This is actually being recorded Thanksgiving Day of 2019, 11/28. I now have 5 years of addiction and blood work results. I am quite happy with where I am. I have seen some fitness gurus on TV that will gain 50 or 60 pounds and then lose it again to show you how their system works. I'm not willing to do that. I have never felt this good. I feel great. I think I look pretty good for 56. We're going to be covering so much more. A couple elements I have to make sure I get across. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It has to be. It just has to be. Everybody else is gloom and doom. We're going to be fun. We're going to take our time. How much time? Don't think length of a program. Don't think 30 days. Don't think 60 days. Don't think 28. Only think 7 days. That's it. That's not the whole program, but that's all we're concerned with. 7 days at a time. We will issue you, should you take the Diabetes Destroyer Challenge, what we call a proof book. Many would call this a workbook, but we call it a proof book because you are going to be proving to yourself in your own handwriting and with your own eyes and experience just how much effect you can have on your own health by making decisions. We're going to help you make the right decisions. It's going to be fun. It'll take time. Don't worry about it. Also, this is a real online course. When Diabetes Destroyer Challenge is offered, it will only be offered to a certain number of students. It will only be offered for a certain number of time, and then enrollment and such will shut down while the class begins for those that signed up. We haven't decided exactly how periodically we'll run it. It will be depending on demand and how we see things progressing for people. I thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Again, this is Robert Lee. I will be talking to you many, many times. Hope you get motivated to become a superfood addict and consider taking the challenge. Thanks.